Hey guys, good morning. Today is Monday, March 25th, and we are officially 6 weeks out from our last frost date. So I could potentially be 6 weeks from planting out or potentially 8 weeks from planting out. Nevertheless, we are very well on our way to everything germinating, and I wanted to give you a seedling tour and update. I wanted to talk to you about some new things that I'll be starting at the last minute because I seem to be never done piling more things onto myself. Just one more thing to add a little bit of stress. But I'm happy to say everything is doing really well. So I'm going to give you some dates of when I started everything and how long it's been so you can get an idea of what to expect if you're planning on starting some of these varieties from seed. Things are doing nicely here with my combination of Barrina lights. We can attach the video for that if you haven't seen it, as well as our Amazon link in case you're interested. Did not do the double row as is suggested because I have the additional light from the window. So right now I'm just being a little stingy with it and everything seems to be happy. Yesterday I started planting out a few cells of my lettuce. Now this is one of the first things that I started. To keep a little calendar here of when I planted everything, and I can see that I started my lettuce on February 28th. And it's doing really well. And if you're starting lettuce indoors, one thing you want to keep in mind is it does get a big canopy and it becomes crowded very easily, and there's a high competition for water with leafy greens like this. So you'll want to make sure that you get water into the channels of these watering trees so that your interior cells can get enough uptake of water, because they do tend to dry out very easily. And you can see that the lettuce is actually taken on its adult leaves now. What I planted out yesterday was very, very dry. It was demanding to go out. So out it went into the greenhouse. Now, on February 27th, I started my peppers. Now, I don't know how this is coming off to you guys on whatever device you're viewing this on, but these peppers actually look better than any peppers that I have ever started, and we always have successful peppers. They are very green. Their leaves look incredible. They are on their second true leaf. So these guys will be getting ready to get up potted soon. Now, here is the daytail pepper. Mr. Buddy's chiming in. You can see the roots are starting to come out of the bottom. These air pruning cells from Bootstrap Farmer are excellent. So they really do, I'm sorry, Mr. Buddy's being bad today. They really do keep the roots in check, and it's easy to see as soon as you look down that these cells are ready to be up potted. Now, yesterday when I did the lettuce, they looked really, really good, and they were easy to pop out of the cells. It was the first time I was removing anything. So we're going to get some of these peppers started. Now, one thing that took its good old time that I also started, you can see this Casper eggplant. So a month it took, a month for this guy to germinate. One little tiny Casper eggplant. But the other eggplants, the Rosita and the other new guy I'm doing here, is they germinated very, very easily. I forget what they're called. Listata de Gandia. They germinated immediately and popped right up. Now, I do have my little gnat strips out, and I can attach a link for them to our Amazon page. So in case you're looking for these gnat traps, it's double-sided. I only took one side off for now. I haven't seen any gnats. You can see my sticky is clear. No gnats. I do make my own seed soil mix. So that is the update on the peppers. Now, on all of my flowers, I have many start dates on here, but I did a good bit of them, like I would say around February 14th, another round on the 20th, and then another round on the 27th of different varieties. And these all needed a little bit of something different. The rosemary, you can see I got one little cell pop up. That's taken its good old time. And the curly parsley, I didn't think was going to come up at all, but as you can see, it's finally making an appearance. My Silver Bells dichondra, I had all but thrown in the hat on that, but it's making an appearance, as well as the Emerald Falls dichondra, both of which I bought from Swallowtail Gardens. I have Gumfrina, This columbine got started very late. This was not in with this batch. It was just a cell that I added to this tray. But Heavenly Blue Tweedia is up, and all of my fennels are coming up. Elephant dill. Here's my fennel. We have foxglove. Everything's doing really good. And a lot of stuff in here, like my flat leaf parsley, the fennel, and the dill is all for the butterfly garden that I will be planting this year. Over here I have some mustard, and this will act as a trap crop for the harlequin beetle and any other beetle that likes to come to that, but mainly the harlequin beetle loves mustard. We have sweet alyssum, Barrina, my amaranth. Oh, these were the prettiest little pink seeds. I absolutely enjoyed seeing them coming out of the packet, and you can see this will be the Love Lies Bleeding, so it will have long red burgundy tassels that will hang down. And my Apricota Cosmos has germinated as well, so I'm pretty happy about that. And here, get in here, is the free phlox seed from Baker Creek that I got with an old order a few seasons ago. Now, once this germinated, you can see it's very slow germination. And when it finally popped up, it looked like little moldy fuzz balls. And that's always an indicator that you're getting a root system, you guys. So don't be afraid of that. Then it died back, and I thought it wasn't going to germinate, and it's just starting. So phlox seems to be a slow grower. Then we have some red salvia, violet queen salvia, and more Barrina. Now my tray of various Snapdragons is doing incredibly well. We have Madam Butterfly here, and you can see the darker leaf of the Purple Prince is doing very well as the tall deluxe varieties, which did extraordinarily well for me last year. So I'm getting ready to pot these up and get some of them outside as an experiment, because yesterday I pulled some volunteers out of the walkway of Snapdragons from the seed that was dumping everywhere. I transplanted them. It was freezing cold last night, and they survived. So some of these will be going right into the soil. And then over here, I have some fails and some accomplishments here. I managed to get 4 of my free seed asters to germinate, which people said online that it's very hard to germinate, but it's coming along. More violet queen salvia, and look, my dahlias, you guys. Another success, because I have, I think, 5. I got 5 dahlias that I sowed from seed, so they're getting up potted today. My, what is this called? Evening Sensation Petunia from Swallowtail has also come up looking beautiful. Canterbury bells. I have columbine growing here. My chives will be going outside today, and we have various types of calendula all doing really, really well. Now, Bells of Ireland, maybe you guys know a better trick. I did cold stratify this. I have one happy but leggy little Bell of Ireland, and then I have a second one that has finally decided to make an appearance here. I don't know if the others are going to come up, but they do take a very long time, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for the rest of Bells of Ireland to come up. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited. I got a few Russell lupin to germinate, and I think everything looks really good. So let's move on to tomatoes. Now here are my tomatoes up on the top rack, which are going to get a second light because I just feel like they need a little bit more light. You can see I don't have any gnats on my gnat strip. These seedlings were sown on March 13th. In that time, there was one variety that did not germinate at all, which was the Genovese Castelluto. And then I just had a few random, like one Brandywine didn't make it, one Abe Lincoln, and I did say that I was going to, not sow too many seeds. But, and then a few of them took their time popping up, like Roma, that took an extra few days after everything else was up and about. So I find in my experience to not be too afraid if your tomatoes look a little skinny and tall. I don't feel like these are, because they have a good balance of leaves compared to the height of their stems. They're nice and fuzzy. You can see they want to be roots, so we're going to plant them nice and deep. These will be getting up potted before we know it, so we're well on our way with tomatoes here, you guys. So some did better. Like I said, what I did last week was when I gave up patience on waiting for the Genovese Castelluto to germinate, I just went ahead and added more seeds into the same cells, and then I crossed my fingers. Now, this dome here I had covered with a bag, and I'm keeping it in the dark because I'm going to lift this off. We have Pacific giant delphiniums, you guys. I went ahead and germinated these in the dark, and look, they're showing up. So this dome will be coming off soon, and I'll be exposing them to light. Not every single seed has germinated yet, but I do feel confident that they are on their way. So that is really exciting. So the delphinium got started on March 13th. Now, let's see what we have down here. I went ahead, these are my nasturtium that I just started the other day, so I know they're not doing anything yet. Now last year I did take Farmer John's advice, and he said, why don't you start sowing some of these seeds for these Snapdragons? And I wasn't going to, but I'm happy I did because they were sowing all over the ground. And look, I saved them for a year. They are harvested Snapdragon seeds, just so I know what to call them. They are germinating after just a few days. So I'm pretty excited about that. And over here we have the Nigella. That is an experiment because they say they suffer from transplant shock, but I had to do an experiment to see. So they'll be going outside very, very soon. And we're well on our way. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I have more Canterbury bells that I started late, and I'm super happy about these Snapdragons because I find them to just be really satisfying flowers. Yeah, and soon those little Snapdragons will look like this. This happens very, very quickly with Snapdragons, you guys. Now, when Snapdragons go to their seed pods, they really do self-sow everywhere. So it's in your best interest if you love that flower, and you probably will if you're doing the tall deluxe or some sort of, really any Snapdragon. But I found the tall deluxe and the purple prince to be so satisfying because the bees climb in there, and then they just leave their like fuzzy butts sticking out, and their legs are all covered in pollen, and it's really fascinating to watch them feed. They don't care about you. They just want what's inside of the Snapdragon mouth, and they're just cute and fun, and there's so many colors. So once you grow Snapdragons, this is proof to myself, you will have Snapdragons forever, because as I said, they were sowing seeds all over the place. And Farmer John recommended that I actually take seeds individually from every color and then mark what color it was. But I was saying in another video that at the time, I was just overwhelmed with the garden, and I didn't have time to do that. This year, I'm going to do that. And so I know, because I love the yellow, the pink. There was one I keep calling cherry vanilla because it was striated of cream and beautiful cherry red. It was absolutely beautiful. It's not too late to start Snapdragons if you're in a zone that is equivalent to New Jersey, because these guys won't really be getting planted out yet, even though they are not cold hardy. They're tender perennials, but they will hold up. Now, our Snapdragons went through a freeze and snow and ice, and they still held up somewhat evergreen. I can't say that will happen for you. I'm surprised it happened for me. But anyway, back to when they were self-sowing. I didn't realize how happy they were. So they sowed seeds all through the gravel walkway. And yesterday, I very patiently pricked them out from the top of their canopy, and the roots released very, very easy. I went ahead and transplanted them right back into a mulchy area where I would be adding a new round of them. And they held up all night long without going into shock. I'm in shock. So I'm really excited to have some beautiful flower that's so satisfying and I can grow so easy. So anyway, Snapdragons are on my list of perennial flowers that grow very easily and are very, very satisfying, very, very affordable. Check them out on Baker Creek. They have a nice variety, but the ones I like the best are the Tall Deluxe and the Purple Prince. If you're looking for something in the Madam Butterfly range, Swallowtail had those, and they did germinate for me. One of the few things that germinated easily from Swallowtail. I also sowed Pink Saucer Anemone, and they were very, very difficult, and they just didn't show up. So that was a little bit of a waste, but everything else is paying off in return. So anyway, you guys, I hope your seedlings are starting off as happily as mine. Things are not perfect, but they're doing extraordinarily well, and I am pleased. And I'm saying that as a person who puts a lot of pressure on myself. I suffer from fear of failure. I put a lot of anxiety into this, sometimes to the point where I lose sleep over all the issues that come with starting seeds inside of your house. I think it's going to be a very, very rewarding year though. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe. It really does help us. And if you're new here, my name is Leigh. This is our backyard garden. We are located in northwestern Burlington County, New Jersey, and I'm sure some of you are getting sick of hearing that, but we have to remember to introduce ourselves to the new folks. We are here to motivate and inspire you. We don't offer all of the answers. We don't really even feel like we have any answers. We are students of the garden, and we're just here to help inspire you to pay attention to what your surroundings want to offer you and what it is that your garden is telling you to do in order to become an accomplished gardener. So anyway, thanks for spending this time with me, you guys. I sure hope to see you all in the next video, and please comment below. We want to get to know you. We love hearing from all of you. Thanks for watching.